look and see what's going on. TRB, I didn't even know what TRB is until suddenly it was being hyped to the moon. Spot crypto DeFi Binance. Spot crypto DeFi. Well, the USD or the USDT? So as I don't know if people have watched my streams, but usually what I do is I'll add a few and try and find the one with the most data and volume. I have no idea about this token. What I'll also do is I'll have a look at CoinGecko and I'll have a look at TRB on CoinGecko. Tellor, yeah, I think it's Tellor. I'll see when the price launched as well. So TRB launched before the last bull market. Looks like it launched at 87 cents with $278 of volume. Oh my god. Can you imagine if you had that, if someone held? Anyway, and then the lows here was about $9. Okay, wow. 87 cents. Wow. 87 cents. So we're back. We need a chart that goes all the way back, which we don't have here. We don't have here. Oh, October 19. We can go back to, oh, there it is. See, look, October 19. What's the low? I think this is as low as you can get. This is $1.11. I think that's fine. Let me see if these are any better. No. So basically, Binance has the this US dollar chart is the best one. So if you want to chart the US dollar chart, I think that would be the best one to chart. And then obviously what I like to do is I like to have a look at the token on CoinGecko, just to have a look and see. So we're at, right now we're at a $666 million market cap or something, if this is up to date. What else can I sell from this? Well, the price has dropped to $186. It was up to $600 yesterday. We're in a lot of exchanges. Look, a shitload of exchanges. Like all of them. You know, this helps, it helps. It helps to be on a lot of exchanges. So I think if you're going to be scouring them that now for coins to invest in now, look for the ones which have the most amount of exchanges and where the price hasn't actually pumped yet. Because when it does, then there's a lot of, the access to liquidity is phenomenal. And what will happen is that everyone was just going to jump on the bull run, the bandwagon. They're just going to jump in. And that's what I'm seeing here, you see. So I mean, obviously this wasn't on my radar. I have no idea what value this has, the decentralized Oracle protocol. No idea. No idea why this is so valuable.
We don't currently have any testnet tests planned, but we can.
These guys are multi-millionaires, huh?
Somebody takes the ETH price.
They're
Everybody can then.
They're so young.
And then I guess he's asking for clarification. What are the network rules?
Oh my god. Right. I have no idea if this is valuable. Alright, so I have no idea what's going on. I mean, it looks good, huh? The website's nice. I think it's just... It looks like it's some kind of... code. I guess this is going to be used by all the other like chains and stuff to do stuff. I don't know how valuable the token is. I just don't understand any of this. I have no idea. I just don't know. I'm not, my head doesn't get around this for me to understand. I can't figure it out. Why these are so valuable. I can't figure out why this is worth hundreds of dollars. Because I don't know. Okay, here, why? There you go. Most projects that want to integrate Tellor only need to test functions for ready for reading and requesting Tellor data. Doesn't really tell me why. There are a few reasons to not to even use the testnet version of your system. You can tell this is created by like geeks, because for like a investor like myself, none of it's been, no, the questions that I have haven't been answered, which is why is this so valuable? But I guess Oracle. Here's a white paper. It's a fully decentralized community focused on securely placing data on chain. It's just tech, huh? So they've invented tech. I guess it's connected to Ether. So I think the price is connected to ETH because it's probably being used by a lot of projects to do what they just said, which is to put data on chain, securely focus on securely placing data on chain. And I guess you have to spend their token to do that. So they've solved a tech problem which is used by all the other applications to put data on chain, and so you're using their functions, and then you're spending TRB to do that, whether you're spending it or whether you're staking it or whatever, like cost of stake block to secure, it's some kind of security thing. So I guess the value of this is going to be tied to the value of crypto if this is a building block. And I think that's how I understand this. All right. So now I understand a little bit more about Tellor. I don't really need to go in. Like as an end user, I would never accumulate this token to keep it as an end user, as like a. And I think the value of the future will be in applications where it reflects end use. I think all of this value that we're seeing now is significantly low compared to the value that's going to come into crypto, which reflects end use. And I think what we're about to see in the next year with real world assets is going to be unbelievably crazy. If you can get as many tokens in real world assets as you can now, then I think you're going to be very wealthy. Real world assets, that's going to be the craze. Yeah. I think the value is going to go into real world. That is going to be significantly higher than anything that we've seen before. I think all of what we're seeing now is going to be overshadowed by real world assets in the next 2 years. So just bear that in mind, because real world assets is applicable to end use, and also a lot of people are going to be hodling real world assets, people, actual people, not just niche crowd. All right, so looking at the charts, we had a launch. Look at that, up, down, up. It's bullish, huh? Look, higher high, higher low. Now we've made a higher high. Wow, we're above the all-time high. Oh my god. Oh my god, this yearly candle is this is a bullish engulfing candle on the yearly time frame. That's bullish. This has legs, huh? This has legs. This still has legs. This is not the end. This is not the top, huh? Definitely not the top. It's relatively low volume this last bit compared to the first bit, but what that tells me is that the volume is still there. You know, like a lot of people are still hodling this. Let me just do a fringe pull. So if you see this in September, we broke above the value area high, and then we just continued, and actually the lowest price $6. It came down to $6. It back tested this little crop of this little bit here was this little block. When it came back down, it back tested this. See that? And it looks like now we're trying to leave and form a new block up here. See that? That's what it looks like. So just as a reference, what I will do is I'll mark this value area high. Whether the price is going to come back down into it or not, God knows. No one knows. You just don't know what's going to happen. We have a monthly level here. Mark that on your charts. Call it a monthly level. That's a liquidity level, so it's good to have on your charts. And then obviously we have the previous all-time high. Let me just, on the charts it says, it's too late now because it's gone, okay, never mind. Let's just mark that there. I don't know if it's there or if it's here. Anyway, let's just put it there. So let's just assume that's an SR flip there. So as long as we get consolidation above that SR flip, that's going to be bullish consolidation to go up. All right. It's keeping it very simple. And obviously you can add more levels. The monthly there corresponds to the weekly, so I don't need to change that. Look at the dailies. That one's been tapped. We have a little bit of a daily level here. It's being washed. Probably this one is the nearest one, but I prefer this one for some reason, even though it's washed. Let's leave that for now. Let's have a look at the monthly. Let me see if I can see any of what the Elliot's telling us. Go to 3-day chart. So try and get the 5 waves from before. It's really bullish from the beginning of launch. November 19, it just went up. So they're obviously solving a real problem. Never heard of them, but that's how it works. That's how it works. Where's my Elliot waves? There. Could that be the worst first wave? Like 1, A, B, C, go up to 2. A, B, C, go up to 5. Could that be it? That does work. Look, because you have your A, B, C here. That works. And you have your A, B, C there. That works. And you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works. And then you have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And this is just whatever. 1, 2, whatever. Right. That looks about right. And it's valid because, why is it valid? Because 3 is not the shortest, and because the 4 doesn't come underneath the 1. So that's a valid count. And then you have this kind of A, B, C, like an A, B, C here, something like that. Get rid of that now. And now we're looking at this is a wave 1, huh? This is the wave 1 of 3. How many waves have we done up? That's a bit of a consolidation. So maybe this is a 3 now. No. Don't know. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Sorry, I'm back. So if this whole thing is a wave 1, this was the wave 2. We're in the wave 3 now. This is the wave 3. And every bullish wave has 5 waves. So we're trying to figure out now, how many waves is this? Are we still in the first part of a 5 wave up? 1, 2, yeah. 3, 4, 5. That could be the first wave. We have to see how this pans out. Oh, he's really bullish, huh? You definitely want to be in this. But obviously this candle is pretty scary for a lot of people. This candle, this reversal candle, high volume wick into the highs is very scary. So you couldn't just, you'd wait. You have to wait to see what happens. And actually, a lot of some people have got some good entries here at 122, some pretty good entries. But do you want to lose the all-time high or not? That's the question. And obviously, if you lose the all-time high, you're going to get a better entry. So I think there's 2 scenarios here that you have to consider. Holding the all-time high, the previous all-time high as support, or losing the all-time high as support. And I think you have to consider both, because obviously the bias now is long. We want to go long. So we have to look at where the best entry is going to be. And also let's look at the targets as well. So to create the target, you just do a fib extension from this previous all-time high. So let me actually put this into kind of just so I can hide them. Let me go to the weekly time frame. Create a fib extension from this previous all-time high to the low of that consolidation, and then do it on log and see. Oh, look at that! See that? See, it's amazing how these fibs work, because even on the extension, look at it went all the way up to this 1.14414, and look, it's been pushed back. That's why you need these extensions, because it gives you an idea of where to take profits and where the price can reverse. See, there's an extension. Extend, full fib log, full extend. Where is that? Not TR pocket. What the hell? I want all of it. TR pocket. Alright. Extend. Let me just add some of these. 2, 4, 1. Where's the 2? 2, 6, 1, 8, 3, 6, 1, 8, 4, 0, 4, 6, 1, 8. Yeah, okay. Let me save it as 6, 7, 4, extend, lock. Alright, yeah, you got a few targets here, pretty high up. The other thing you can do for targets is this trend based. So you take it from the low, take it to this, the high, and then back to this low here. You have this trend based. So look, so I think this level here, this 61618, is going to be really important, because you see how they kind of lines up, and actually also look, this 2 and this 1272 is quite important, because you have they're matching. These lines are matching, and then higher up you've got this range here as well. So that's quite helpful to see where your targets are. I'll just put that here. Targets. Yeah. It's so extended already. I think what I would want to do is wait for a little bit of consolidation. I just want the price to slow down. You know, a lot of volumes come out. I think there's a lot of people sitting in shorts above these highs. So obviously, if it does get up there, it could squeeze up. But at the moment, what you want to do is you want to see the shorts, the sales stop. And I think a lot of people are sitting in profit, and they're just waiting to see what happens, because this is important. Like, I almost want people to take profit, and I want people to take profit, and I want the price to remain above the all-time high. Yeah, there needs to be an exchange of value at the all-time high between people taking profit and people entering the market. And the only way that that's going to happen is a drawn out consolidation area above this previous all-time high, yeah? And that's really important. So in terms of the psychology of what's happening right now, you have a lot of people sitting in profit from lower down because they've gone long. And as long as the price is above the all-time high, they don't necessarily feel the need to take profit, you know. And as long as they don't take profit, the price isn't going to come down. But you almost want them to take profit, because the more people take profit, then the less future sell pressure there's going to be as the price goes up. And so what you're looking for is an exchange of value above the all-time high. And once we can get a consolidation zone, maybe a couple of fake outs, whatever, that's going to give you a lot more confidence to start accumulating at the highs. So I think you have to wait to see how this plays out, because ideally you don't really want to buy in the highs. You want to pull back. So we have to see how this consolidates. You have a bearish weekly candle. You have an inverse hammer into the highs with higher volume. It's a bearish candle. So we have to wait to see, and we're looking for some kind of bullish reversal in the highs. Monthly. Need to see how the month. I think I'd want to see how the next month ends. You know, if it ends higher, it ends higher. You know, like, you're not going to chase the price into the highs. That, you know, there isn't much more X's above the highs. Like, we're at 188 now. If we were to 10x from here, you'd be up here, somewhere there. That's a 10x. But I mean, if we lose this SR flip, if you lose that SR flip, yeah, this is the risk versus reward. You lose that SR flip, and you could easily fall back to this level here, this value area high. That would be the most amazing entry, because you're coming into support. If it was to happen, that would be the most. I think it's unlikely to happen, but I think if it was to happen, then you would enter. But if you do a full fib, then maybe somewhere in that monthly level would be, I don't know. I mean, it's good. The problem is we're in a bull market and people are bullish. So realistically, it's going to be very difficult for the price to come back down. But I think if we lose the previous all-time high, who knows? That would be the entry. Imagine if we did form like a head and shoulders here, came down, took liquidity to go up. Imagine if that happened. It could happen. We just don't know what's going to happen. And I think the problem is that at the moment no one's under pressure in terms of anyone who's long. Anyone who's long this rise is sitting in profits right now. Things will change very fast if the price now starts to come down, because then all of a sudden these people are going to be underwater and start selling, and you'll get exactly the same thing. You'll get, in the same way people are buying. You'll get the reverse. You get people selling. You don't want to buy when people are buying at the top of the range. You want to buy when people are selling at the bottom of the range. So I think it'd be better to wait for a pullback, because like if we could get like a correction like this, look at these previous corrections. So from a peak of a 3 to a 4, that took 40 bars. From the peak of the 1 to the 2, that was about 33 bars. 33 bars on a 3-day time scale, if that is the peak now, you could time it. You could say, well, look, after about 30 bars, this is March, see, March, about towards the end of March, if this was to consolidate, and if you could see where the price is, and then you could probably enter, because then you'd be going, okay, if this is a wave 1 to 2, and in the past, a wave 1 to 2, it consolidated between the high, from the peak to the low, it was about 30 bars on the 3-day time scale, and you could be going, well, okay, that's kind of what I want to see now. I want to see a 30 bar consolidation. That's 90 days or so, 89, 90 days. And if the price is still at the top, that will give you the confidence to enter. And if the price is lower down, then you're going to just get a better price. And that would be the way to do it. And then I think it's very hard to trade this unless you get a back test on and liquidity grab of a certain level. Yeah. So I think there's two ways that I would approach this. And you do have a level here, right there, at the bottom of this wick. And then you have another level down here. So I think you've got two levels. You've got two levels to consider for a long at the moment. And I think the 90-day mark is somewhere in March. So like roughly here. So what I would be thinking to myself is two things. If we sideways consolidate, whatever, it's more likely to be like that. And then if we were to go down, somehow take the liquidity from this low to go back up, you could either take the swing failure of this low or the reclaim of this SR flip. That would be viable. Yeah. I think you'll be looking at two things here. Lose the SR flip towards the end of the 90 bars and reclaim the SR flip, or just take the SFP. Yeah. The problem of taking the SFP is you have to take profit at the SR flip. You have to. Just in case it goes like that. And then the kind of trade that you'll be looking for, if this consolidation of the highs happens, is either an SFP of the lows, of that wick low, but some kind of loss and reclaim of that SR flip would work too, because that would give you some kind of invalidation. That would give you some kind of invalidation. So if we could get some kind of consolidation, and then if it just goes down and then back up, then you have an invalidation, because as it comes back up, you have this little kind of, it poked under, you have an invalidation, because then you don't expect it to go back down once you've come back above the SR flip. So this SR flip is a line in the sand now, and a reclaim of the SR flip after losing it would be the trade. Yeah, but ideally, if we can get this, if we could take the liquidity from this low, that would be good too. So you have potentially two longs to consider. Yeah, and then obviously if you want, I mean, the targets, you'd first be targeting that wick high. That would be your first target. Take that high out. That would be your first big top take profit on the way up. If you were to take a long, as soon as we take that liquidity there, you have to take profit, because you could go up and you could SFP that, go back down. And actually that would be a short opportunity as well. Yeah, but you may not want to short in a bull market in price discovery, because people are so bullish. So you have to be careful about shorting. You have to, any short right now is a scalp. It's not a swing. So these would be the kind of things I would be looking for: a reclaim, a loss and a reclaim of this SR flip, and or an SFP of this level here. That would be correct, an SFP. I prefer the SFP, but I think a reclaim is just as viable. That would be the trades. And then obviously if you want to short as well, you could look to short an SFP of that as well. So you have a short up there as well. Short, you have to take profit quickly because of what I said, because we're in a bull market and people are just really bullish, and you know, you need to see a reaction. You need to see that. You can take the short and then quickly take profit as soon as you're in profit, 1%, 2%, whatever. Take profit. Just take profit and don't even think about it. You're just you're in a short. So you have a short, you have two longs potentially, and obviously if we do lose this low and come back to a back test and go down, you could short that too. But the problem is you'd have to take profit at this SFP level. I would prefer to, as the price goes down, I'd prefer to look for longs, you know. I wouldn't be, in these lows I would be looking for longs, I wouldn't be looking for shorts. In these highs I'd be looking for shorts. And there's one there, I've just given you one. And then, I mean, you could short, it's a viable short, because that would be a failed auction, you know. But I don't know if I would do that. Not with this, looking how bullish this is. I'd prefer to wait for lower. And this is the real, this is the best long, I think, at the moment on the table, because you have a monthly liquidity level. So if we could take this liquidity here, and that would be, it would be into a monthly level as well, and I think that would be the best long. But you just, who knows if that's ever going to happen? We just don't know. I don't think so, but you never know. If suddenly, for whatever reason, the price came down, you would take that, you know. And what you'd be looking for, this would be a fast move down. It'd be fast, and take it. It'd be very fast, you know. And then you can just take it. Oh, R3A. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, R3A. I guess you're watching. I have my phone open now so I can actually see if there's people on the stream. Yeah, so in a gist, I'd be looking for like a 90 period consolidation above the highs before I would contemplate taking a long. I'd be looking for a loss and reclaim of this SR flip, which is the previous all-time high. So I have an invalidation, or I'd be looking for lower, and you have two kind of lower levels to consider, an SFP trade of this wick here, or even better would be to somehow come into this monthly level and take out this low and SFP that too. So you have, where this might not happen because of how bullish this is. We might get a flat correction in above the all-time high, just because of the context of these 5 waves up. This is wave 1, this is the wave 2, and it looks like this is wave 1 of 5 on the wave 3 of the higher time frame. So if that was the wave 1, this is the 2, we're in the 3 now, and this is basically, it looks like we're in the wave 1. And so if we're looking now for a 2 correction potentially, and if we can get some kind of flat correction above the previous all-time high, that would be the most bullish correction. And then if you look at the first if you look at this first consolidation, it was about 30 bars or so, whatever, 30 bars, and this is the 3-day time frame. So that would basically, you'd be looking to enter this in 30 days time, 90 days time on 30 bars if it repeats the past. And then you couldn't just enter, you'd either look for some kind of, you look for a loss and reclaim, a sign of strength, or you look for an SFP. I would never enter, I mean, the other entry, which is you'd be entering at the top, you'd have to, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bother. I'll try and get it lower down. So that's basically that. And then the higher time frame targets, which I kind of posted a bit earlier, you just have to look at the fib extensions and see which ones react. But I think you've got you have a big zone here with these two fibs at about 1,241. Another big zone which we've already come into the first time, which is about $400. You see where this 1272 is, and this 2 to 1. There's a lot of better coins out there. Like I don't know why people are so desperate to jump on board. Do you want anything? R3A, I can analyze something for you if you're interested. Oh my god, look at this, EGC. It's updated.